Good morning, engines. I have quite a lot of things to discuss with you all today. Me and my brother had a meeting with the Minister of Transport last week, and quite a lot was revealed to us during said meeting. Was anything good said, sir? To put it frankly, Thomas, no. I know, I was worried too when I was there, but better I tell you now rather than later. First of all, there were many issues regarding me and my brother's split of the railway. And there was a lot of issues regarding safety checks and various different accidents that happened over the years. The ministry believes that this is because the island is split up into two different competitions, and because of this, safety checks and warnings have been neglected more than normal. So what do they propose as a solution, sir? That is the very bad part that I have to tell you all. The Ministry of Transport believes that these incidents will lessen more and more, and our relations will inevitably rise as well. But they say that this will only happen if our railways merge. You all seem to be awfully silent. Is there anything you would like to say? Well, if I have to say anything, sir, this has been a long time coming. I would agree, sir. Things would be much easier around here if we didn't have to constantly fight over contracts and rights to pull trains. It would be much easier if we could do it all together like we used to. You have to admit, sir, things were a lot easier when we used to work together. I'm surprised a lot of you were so willing to go along with this. I'm not, sir. I'll never be willing to work with those goody two-shoes or that mixed-bred failure. Me neither. My biggest concern is that some members of their crews won't be open-minded as others. They might try to implement some of their own tactics here. I can assure you all that if I become controller, that will not happen. With respect, sir, what do you mean, if? That is the worst part of the news. Since it is very unlikely that me and my brother are ever going to come to an agreement, the ministry wants either me or my brother to step down as controller, for the other to take over, or they will make the decision themselves. I will not give up my place so easily, and neither will he. I know that this news is important, but it is not the most immediate. As I'm sure you are all aware, with the uprise of anti-Semitism and anti-socialist movements in Western Europe, the influx of ships and passenger trains coming to Britain will rise more and more with the time coming. I can attest to that, sir, and the coaches can as well. Quite right. They're moaning about how full they are, and it's getting on my nerves. Now you finally get a taste of what we deal with when we're around you. Shut up! Like I was saying, in the interest of more and more passengers coming with the days going on, I have made a deal with the LNER, whom have lent me 2 engines for said services. Yes. They will be arriving in the next 3 days. One is a GNR C1, and the other is an LNER B12. When they arrive, I want you all to make them feel welcome. Needless to say, we were all conflicted by the news the controllers gave us. The fear that one could possibly get the boot was a prospect we were all dreading. However, we were much more happy to hear that we were getting 2 new engines, and Gordon especially was relieved that he would be receiving more help with the immigrants and passengers. Yes, I'm afraid that the start of 1936 wasn't exactly the best start for the island, as mass amounts of ethnic immigrants around Europe were migrating to the UK to escape the growing conflict of anti-Semitism. The docks were absolutely flooded with ships coming in carrying multiple different people. Sometimes we'd have to stay at the docks for a few nights at a time. Us on the main line were worked off of our wheels, having to take multiple rows of coaches at a time on top of our regular jobs. Sometimes we didn't even have enough coaches to move all the passengers. Heck, sometimes we had so many coaches that we would have to double head trains at a time. So imagine our relief when the first engine arrived with some extra additions. Oh, bollocks, this is never gonna work. These coaches can only hold so many people. It is annoying, Henry, but it's all we can do. We need bigger and better rolling stock. These branch line coaches can hardly go 40 on the main line. I'm sure the Fat Controller would buy more rolling stock if he could, Henry. But with this confounded depression, we can't keep spending our earnings on more expensive new things. Maybe we could. Whilst these passenger services are rather common, the government actually pays loads for transporting immigrants throughout the country. Really? Aye, all these people are paying to be transported all the way to England, and there are loads of them coming in and out. As long as we can keep up with demand, we may be on a steady incline to the top. I see. Nevertheless, I hope this engine arrives sooner than... Never mind. Wait a minute, I know who that is. Alice, it's been a while. How are you, lass? Sorry, do I know you? Of course you do. I'm Henry. Henry? No, you're not. Henry's not a black 5, or green 5 as your case may be. Ah, that's because Henry got rebuilt into one after his trials. He was taken to crew to be converted into the first black 5, the prototype for that matter. Aye, Alice, I swear it's me. Don't you remember what that station master called me? The old crooked engine? Oh my goodness, Henry, it is you. Goodness, I didn't know a sentient engine could go through such a rebuild. Neither did I, but I'm glad to say that they worked wonders on me. I feel wonderful. I'm so happy to see that, Henry. And who's your friend next to you? My name is Gordon. I am the express engine of the Southwestern Railway. It is wonderful to meet you, madam. It's a pleasure to meet you too, Gordon, but you don't have to call me madam. Just call me Alice. Very well. Say, Alice, are those coaches for us? Yes, they are one of the shipments of coaches Sir Charles Topham Hatt ordered. Wow, those coaches look marvelous. Why, thank you, darling. Oh, and they're sentient as well. Yes, Sir Topham specifically requested that they be as such. Yes, the Fat Controller always prefers to have sentient engines and rolling stock whenever he can. Goodness, Henry, don't you think that's a bit disrespectful to refer your controller by such a name? No, Alice, despite its description, it's only a form of endearment. Everyone calls him that. And he sees no offense in it. Oh, good. For a second I thought you all had no manners. Come on, Alice, we need to get to Knapford. Alright. Bye, you two. Wonderful to meet you again, Henry. See you later. Bye, Alice. Wonderful young lass she is. Indeed she is. Perhaps I should have left you two alone. What? Come on, Henry, it's obvious you love her. She's a good friend, Gordon, and that's all she is to me. I have no time for relationships, I'm too busy. Oh, come on, Henry, no need to be so hard. Joey and Lady have time for each other. Yeah, but Joey said before that they're just close friends. Oh, so he says. Oh, damn! What's wrong? I forgot to tell her that David and Andrew worked here too. They used to work on the GNR with us, and Alice hated them. She can join the club. Those two mixed-breed twits are hated all over the island. I know that, but with Alice, they're a little different. There you go, ladies. You can settle here for the day. I'll say, I love this island. The scenery is very beautiful, and the engines here are so very nice and kind. I'm really gonna love it here. My, oh my, do my eyes deceive me? Oh, bugger. Why, they don't. Hello there, Allie. I'm not interested, Andrew. Oh, come on. That's no way to greet your old friend. You're right, it wouldn't be, but you're not my friend. Now bugger off. Now that's certainly no way for a lady to talk. Indeed, it appeared that Alice knew the former GNR trio of Henry, Andrew, and David. The other engine was supposed to arrive that same day. However, it appeared that there was an error in the timetables, as the paperwork for the engine's employment was lost somewhere on its way to Sodor. So, it would be about a week until the engine arrived. During that time, Alice got very comfortable on the Southwestern Railway. She started by pulling local trains from the docks to either Vickerstown or other stations. We all enjoyed having her on the railway. She was always very energetic and always wanted to show how useful she was. However, she was a little bit receptive when receiving advice. Some of us feared that she might have thought a little more than she actually knew. But despite this, the young C1 was a big help in taking passengers. But she would have a few problems down the road, or tracks, but that's a story best suited for later. For now, a week had passed and the other loaned engine arrived, and as it turns out, this engine would also have a rather rough past with one of the Southwesterners too. How long? 1,019 feet long. For a single ship, that is unfathomable. I know, but do you want to hear the speed it can go? Surely it must crawl at a snail's pace. Does 34 miles an hour sound like a snail's pace? Impossible! How could a ship that is nearly a fifth of a mile long travel at 34 miles an hour? That's faster than most boats in the port. A whole lot of turbines and a whole lot of horsepower from a Drolin tells me. Unbelievable! That Queen Mary is certainly a stunning example of British engineering, pride, and modernity. I don't know how something that large could be made during the Depression of all times. It's unfathomable. Can you imagine that thing docking at Knapford? Could you imagine Tencent's trying to move it? No, I couldn't. I couldn't even imagine his entire fleet pulling them. Speaking of which, who were his original fleet? I never heard of them. I don't know too much. From a Drolin tells me Tencent's would rather keep it somewhat private. He says it brings bad memories. Only thing I know is they were originally called the Star Tugs. Star Tugs. Doesn't ring a bell. From what Drolin tells me, they closed a long time ago. Probably before you and I were built. I also know that they were settled somewhere on the east coast of America called the Big City Port. What? Tencent is from America? Yeah, I thought everyone knew that. Would it matter if he was? No, of course not. It's just quite shocking. You want to know what's also shocking is how dangerously these British Union morons are protesting. Just this morning, some protesters blocked my line as I was waiting at the station for my goods to be unloaded. I wheezed at them and told them to piss off, but they just took no notice. I literally had to play chicken with them just to get them to move, and they went right back to blocking the line as I left. It's amazing to think how far simple words can hypnotize a crowd of people such as these. Seriously, how can they fall for... Now who's that? That is someone I hoped never to see again. Who? Good day, you all, especially you, Gordon. Why, oh why did the Fat Controller send you of all engines? I take it there's something I don't know about? Why, Gordon, how could you not have introduced me to your friends? Because you're not worth any kind of conversation. But why on earth are you here, you thief? Well, Gordo, if you must know, I'm here to assist you lot with the influx of passenger trains coming in and out. Sir Topham Hatt recalled the time he rode aboard my express and made a deal with my controller to loan my services to your railway, and if I perform well, he says I'm more than welcome to stay if I wish. This is literally my worst nightmare. I don't want you anywhere near my express. Gordon, stop it. You're more than welcome to stay here if you wish, Alfred, but we Sudrians work hard and efficiently. I hope you can live up to that. Oh, sorry, my dear engine. I don't know what your name is. I must know. Joey Richard Stanier. And you're Alfred, right? Yes, Alfred Eugene Holden. Wonderful to meet you. Where might I find Sir Topham Hatt? Well, normally he's here at Knapford, but I believe he's with the inspectors observing the railway today. I don't quite know where he is, but I can ask the station master for our schedules to see if you have anything to do. Very well, I'll put them in the shed. see you lads later. I would love to get to know you all. Gordon, what's the matter with you? Joey, if you knew our history, you'd think I was underreacting. Alfred may seem nice and polite on the outside, but on the inside, he's a scheming worm who makes others feel inferior. Jesus, something big must have happened between you two on the mainland. Maybe you can tell us in the sheds? There was quite a bit of tension in the air as Gordon and Alfred's rivalry, or hatred for each other, did cause quite a bit of ruckus on our railway. And Alice's disdain for Andrew and David also didn't quite help things either. But both the new engines certainly did help exponentially, now that we had 3 distinguished passenger engines, or express engines. Us goods engines could finally get back to our work that was piling up over the past few weeks, and we continued to work at a steady pace, but we had lots of work to do. We were happy that we were starting to get a huge lead for such an important time, especially since it was a time where one of our railways could be removed. But the thin controller was rather silent in this upturn in our traffic, until one day James and Thomas were sleeping at Kildane after making one last delivery of coal the night before, and didn't want to puff all the way back home. "Wake up, James, it's 7. Now? Oh, what a pity. I was having such a nice dream. Yeah, whatever. You can dream tonight when we go back to sleep. Assuming we do go back to sleep. We've been getting so much work done. These past few days, I'm wondering what's going on over in... Who or what was that? I don't know. That doesn't sound like any engines I've ever met before. So, they must be new engines. And the Fat Controller never told us we were getting new engines, which must mean... 3 days stuck in the sheds just to pull 5 trucks. Well, small money's better than no money, but this railway needs to get back off the ground. I have 3 bloody kids to feed. Been feeding them nothing but bread and veggies the past few days. Sounds like a struggle, but at least we what? Oi, who are those blokes there? You two will certainly make a difference on my railway now. Ah, Elise, you made excellent time. It's pretty hard not to, sir. I haven't been very busy as of late. Correct, but not to worry, Emma. I would like you to meet Arnold and Nolan. Our goods clients have been walking off since we haven't had enough engines to pull them as of late, but now that we have these two in our service, we will quickly gain our goods contracts back. It was a good purchase you made, sir. We'll show you that we were worth every penny you spent. Absolutely, sir. We'll show those Boy Scout Southwesterners what this railway's all about. It was pretty weird how on earth the Thin Controller managed to spontaneously come up with funds to buy 2 brand new engines. Although it wasn't once we found out how he truly did it, almost 2 years later anyway. But regardless of how he managed to obtain them, Arnold and Nolan would both manage to pull their company out of their hole. But I'll save that for next time.